go dive in. So this is the 11th canto. So first of all, the discussion is what was the purpose of Krishna's descent to this material world? Krishna is in Goloka perpetually, means every time he's there with his close associates and devotees. So why did he come to this material world? So we have a nice verse in Bhagavad Gita that explains why Krishna wants to destroy the demons who are causing problems for the devotees here, and then to attract all the devotees and all the persons back to Godhead. And we know when Krishna um, came, before Krishna came, Brahma had gone to Krishna and prayed to him with Purusha Sukta prayers. Um, and when that happened, Krishna said he will come, and then he instructed all the demigods to be born in the Yadu, Boja, and all these dynasties, so that they can aid him in ridding this world of all the demoniac forces. So at this point, Krishna had destroyed all these demoniac forces one by himself when these demons were coming to Vrindavan, were sent by Kamsa. Then Krishna killed Kamsa, uh, and then Ashtavakra, Dandavakra and Shishupala, they were all annihilated. So Krishna himself did that, and then his devotees, the Pandavas, also destroyed all these demoniac forces during the Kurukshetra war. So now it was time for Krishna to wind up his pastimes and go back to his abode. And then he also thought that his dynasty that that was very big. You know, Krishna had 16,108 wives, and each wife had 10 sons, and those 10 sons had more kids. And so it was very, very huge, the number of persons in the Yadu dynasty had grown so much, and they were in Dwaraka. And Krishna thought it was best that while he's going, he will destroy his own race so that that race itself is not a burden to this earth. There were 38 million teachers just for all the kids in the Yadu family. So Krishna thought they should also leave this world so that there is it is better for everyone, because the personalities who came were from Goloka, and then there were certain personalities who in the dynasty who came from the demigods. So all of them had to return to their duties because the mission was accomplished to destroy the demoniac forces. So Krishna, everything he does is in a very, very nice pastime. So this is called the Moshala Leela of the Lord, where he winds up his pastimes. And how this started was with a curse that the sages made to the boys of the Yadu dynasty. So we'll quickly. Okay, Srihariji is raising his hands. Okay.
Prabhuji, actually, Gandhari gave the curse to Krishna that why why do you hate my sons? Why did you not help my sons? And
Mm.
so your dynasty will be destroyed,
Yeah.
including with you. So that is going to happen in this pastime.
Yes, very good. There are so many reasons, and Krishna usually, he does many things. And one of the external reasons for him winding his pastimes and the destruction of the Yadu dynasty was due to Gandhari's curse, because Gandhari lost all her hundred Kaurava sons in the battle, and she cursed Krishna that Krishna's dynasty will also be destroyed. So, very good point. Thank you, Srihariji.
But
Um,
Prabhuji, During the birth of the 100 Kauravas, the sage actually kept one extra part for a girl child named Duhasala.
Yes, yes. So that's why there are 101, and Dosala was the daughter of Gandhari. Very good. So nice. Um, so um, then what happened with the Brahmanas cursing the Yadus? So we know the story where Parikshit Maharaj is, he's approaching his death, and the 7 days out of the 7 days, probably a one day is only left at this point, but still he's very eager to hear the wonderful pastimes of the Lord, and he's asking, how did the curse happen? Why should the Brahmanas curse Krishna's family? All these points are there. And one of the reasons that is said that Krishna wound up his family also is because, because Krishna was always with his family, they were acting a little whimsically, meaning they were doing whatever they wanted. And one of this is, you can see from this pastime that they were trying to make fun of the sages, and Krishna doesn't like, even if it is his own family, if they do not honor and respect the Brahmanas and the sages, Krishna would destroy them. So this is another reason why the Yadu dynasty was destroyed, and that's what we're going to discuss here today. So what happened was, the great sages like Vishwamitra, Narada Muni, Angira, all Ashita, all of them came to Vasudev's house, and they did. Vasudev is Krishna's father in Dwaraka, right? So they had come and they were performing nice rituals for the pious credits, and then what happened was after they completed that, they went to a place near Dwaraka, a holy place, and then all of um, the sages went there, and the young Yadu boys also went there. And as you can see in the picture, Samba, who is the son of Krishna and Krishna's second queen, Jambavati, he dressed himself as a woman. And these boys, they were making fun of the sages and said, "Oh, this pregnant woman is so shy, and she doesn't want to ask you directly. So we want to ask you, will the kid born from this woman be a boy or a girl?" So the sages are exalted personalities, and they knew that this is not any woman, this is just Samba trying to act like a woman. So they took offense of that, and they said, not a boy or a girl, an iron club would be born from this person, and that would result in the destruction of this whole race. And as soon as this curse was said, the boys looked, and Samba gave birth to a iron club, like an iron rod. And they were so afraid because this curse was not only affecting them, but the whole race. So they took it to the king. And we know the king is Ugrasena, the father of Kamsa, that Krishna had installed as king in Dwaraka. So they brought it to the king. And even without Krishna's knowledge, Ugrasena said, "Oh, this is very inauspicious. Just he made his workers grind the iron rod into small pieces, and then he throw it. He himself went to the ocean and threw it um into the water, and the waves of the ocean had brought some of these iron filings into the shore, and then there were bamboo sticks that were starting to form with these iron filings on them, very sharp. And then there was a chunk that was swallowed by a fish, and this fish was caught by a fisherman, and later it was found in the belly by a person called Jera. And Jera, when he saw this iron piece, he thought, oh, this can make a nice arrowhead. So he took that iron piece and made that uh, into a into an arrow for himself. Now, Krishna can counteract any curse, but as Srihariji ji was saying, there were multiple reasons that Krishna wanted to wind up his whole family. So this curse was actually benefiting his idea to, remove everybody from his family also while he leaves. So he could counteract the curse, but he sanctioned it to happen. So this is further discussed later in 11th canto, last two chapters. So this is where this pastime ends, and now we go into the second chapter. So now we are going to delve into more philosophical discussions. So Vasudev wanted to know more about what is the best thing to do for a human being, and he asked Narada Muni how to get out of this samsara or this material universe. What is the best way to use this life you have got? And Narada Muni said, "You are the father of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but I really like your question, and I will discuss with you on what is the best thing to do." So you can see Vasudev is worshipping Narada Muni, and Narada Muni is a spiritual master for many, many devotees. So can you give some examples? So who else did Narada Muni instruct? And we learned about this in previous.
Prahalad.
Prahlad, very good. Then who else? So Prahlad was in Mother Kayadu's womb, and Narada Muni was instructing Kayadu, and Prahlad was listening carefully. Even though his mother wasn't paying much attention, Prahlad was, and he became a great devotee, though he was the son of one of the worst demons, Hiranyakashipu. Yes, and then do you know Dhruva, who was insulted when he couldn't sit on his father's lap, and then he went to his mother Suniti, and Suniti said the best thing to do is to worship the Lord, go to the forest, and then on the way Narada Muni met the little boy and gave him the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we see here Narada Muni is a great saint who is a spiritual master for not only these two, but even the author of Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Vyasadeva got the instruction from Narada Muni that even though he compiled the Vedas and wrote Mahabharata, he was still not feeling very happy. So he said, you have to write about Krishna and bhakti and devotees, then only you'll feel happy. So this is that great Narada Muni who's instructing um, Vasudev. And Narada Muni, even though he can give everything, all the knowledge, he himself was quoting from another conversation that happened between Nimi Maharaj, who is a descendant of Ikshvaku, and Nimi Maharaj wanted to discuss about the goal of life. And there were these 9 sons of Rishabhadev, and they were called Nava Yogendras, and they were liberated souls, and they only wish was to worship the Lord and spread Krishna consciousness. So that's why they are actually without any clothes, just like the Sanat Kumaras. They don't want to, associate with anything material. So they're fully you know, not even having clothes, and they are very exalted personalities. So they came to Nimi Maharaj, um, and there is some history about this. And in previous cantos, we had discussed about this on the descendants of Rishabhadev, who's the Supreme Lord. He had 100 sons, out of which 81 became Brahmanas, and and then nine became these great sages called Nava Yogendras. So they came and to discuss about pure devotional service, and they are discussing with this with Nimi Maharaj. Um, in the place called Ajanaba, and Ajanaba is nothing but Bharatavarsha in India. So this is happening in India. All right. So Narada Muni had said, simply by hearing, chanting, and meditating or praising others, even people who hate everyone can be purified. So whoever praises the Supreme Lord, who spends time worshiping the Lord, they will become purified. And that's what we are going to hear from the Nava Yogendras as well. So Nimi Maharaj asks how to uh, what is the ultimate good for everyone. And if you remember, the Srimad Bhagavatam also starts with uh, the sages in Naimisharanya asking Suta Goswami that what is the best thing for everyone, and he says the same thing that the Navayogendras are saying, that the supreme good is to take to devotional service of Krishna. So that's what Srimad Bhagavatam is. Srimad Bhagavatam tells everybody that bhakti for Krishna is the best process, and Krishna is the supreme Lord. So with bhakti, one receives fearlessness. So, Srila Prabhupada's name is Abhay Charan. So he is Abhay. He's fearless. So a pure devotee becomes fearless because he realizes he's the soul and not the body. And when you think you're the body, you're always thinking of eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. And this defending happens, or fear happens every time. So eating, you eat like 4 times a day max, and then eating mating is when where you're having kids, and then sleeping is once a day or twice a day, and sometimes some people sleep 3 times a day. But it is the number of times these things happen is much lesser than fearing, because everybody is fearing all the time. Oh, what's going to happen? They're always in stress, and bhakti is the one that can actually, you know. Prevent fear from happening, and a devotee of the Lord is never fearful about anything, and only with bhakti that one can get to that state of fearlessness. And it's said that a person who is following bhakti, who is always chanting the holy names of the Lord or worshiping the Lord, it's like, yeah, you can even blindfold the person and he'll still reach the destination. Now, if you're in a race, and then when you're getting to the stadium and somebody puts uh, covers your eyes, do you think you'll win the race? No. In a material race, you cannot win. But in the spiritual process, even if you're blindfolded, if you're doing the bhakti, you will reach Krishna, is what the Navayogendras are saying. And how to do bhakti? It's to engage your BMW to Krishna. What is BMW? It's your body, mind, and words for the service of Krishna. So if you use everything, for the service of Krishna and do everything to please Krishna, then that is bhakti. So then, so the great devotees, they not only follow bhakti, they also preach, so that they can tell others about bhakti and so that they are also saved from the fear of living. So then those people will attain the Supreme Lord. So that was the first question. So there are 9 questions, and each Nava Yogendra, Nava means 9. So the 9 yogis, each person will answer each question by Nimi Maharaj. The first question was answered by this yogi called Kavi. So Kavi is the one who is giving this nice explanation of what is beneficial for all. Okay. And it is said that, when you eat, if you are very hungry and you eat some food, your hunger is destroyed, and you also get satisfaction by eating. And similarly, when you take to bhakti, all the fear you have is destroyed, and you get great happiness. So this is an analogy used. So that's how a devotee gets Ananya Bhakti. Okay, the second question that Nimi Maharaj asks is, what are the qualities of a devotee? And then the second Nava Yogendra, his name is Havir. And Havir explains this, that there are 3 types of devotees. And they are Uttama Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, and Kanishta Adhikari. And Uttama Adhikari is a person who sees Krishna in everyone. So he doesn't differentiate, it's full equanimity. He doesn't differentiate between a great sage, a neophyte. He just sees Krishna in everyone's heart.
Prabhuji,
That's it. Yes.
what's the name of the second Uddhava Yogas?
So, second class of devotee is called Madhyama Adhikari. See, you can see the title here. Uttama Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, and Kanishta Adhikari.
Not the
So,
class, Prabhuji, the name of the second.
second is Havir. So, Havir's answer to the question 2.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you. I was
Yes,
noting down this.
yes, very good. So Madhyama Adhikari, he has love for the Lord, and he's friendly to his peers. He's merciful to the persons who don't know about God, so that he can, and then he disregards the envious people. That is the nature of Madhyama Adhikari. Kanishta Adhikari also worship the Lord, but he does not behave properly to the devotees. So that's one important factor, that like if you go to the temple, like the new devotees, they'll see the Lord and they'll be worshiping the Lord, but they don't care so much for the devotees standing there. So that is slight ignorance in the neophyte devotees. But once they reach Madhyama devotees, they understand that everybody needs to be respected, and they keep their distance from the envious ones, but they're friendly to other devotees, and they're merciful to those who don't follow, and they provide the information they need. So that was the second question. Um, so actually, there are 9 questions, and we'll quickly gloss through those. Then the third question was answered by a Nava Yogendra called Antariksha. So Antariksha replies to the question, what is the nature and activity of Maya? So then Antariksha tells Nimi that Maya affects all conditioned souls. So when they when they come into the material world, they they start identifying with the body. They don't think that they are a spirit soul. So then the Maya starts affecting them. And then Maya also talks about this material world and how the annihilation or the destruction happens. Lord Sankarsana burns everything at the end of Brahma's lifetime, which is 100 Brahma's years. Um, and we know the time of one day of Brahma, right? There are 14 Manvantaras, and this is just one day of Brahma. And then, so there are 365 days in Brahma's year, and similarly, Brahma lives for 100 such years. So it's a long period. But then at the end of that, there is annihilation of the world. Uh, and so Sankarsana burns everything, and there's 100 years of rain. Like we know the Samartaka clouds, they come and um, pour water. And then during annihilation, yeah, in the reverse order of creation, so earth merges into water, water merges into fire, fire merges into air, air merges into space or ether, and that into the false ego. And so this is the reverse order of creation. So first, in the material creation, the false ego is created, and that becomes ether or space, and then air is created. So in the reverse order of creation is how annihilation happens. So Antariksha gives all this explanation nicely to Nimi Maharaj. Then the question 4 is, how do you so Nimi Maharaj, after hearing about Maya, he says how to become free from Maya. So then this fourth Nava his name is Prabuddha. Prabuddha talks about there is no happiness in the material world if you just doing something for the result. Um, so um, so that is karma kanta, right? Only nishkama karma will provide you the benefit of getting out of this Maya. So that means you're working for Krishna. If you work for yourself selfishly, it's not going to give you any uh, anything. It might give you a result, but then that will bring more sadness. So there's no happiness by following what the regular people follow, just to make money and enjoy. That's not going to give you true happiness. So he says the solution is to approach a guru and get from him what is the best thing to do. Okay. Um, so Prabhupada answers about bhakti and the different principles. Um, so we'll quickly go because we are reaching time. So then, the fifth question is, um, what what is the Lord's quality, and how is the Lord above the material modes? So then, the Nave Yogendra called Pipalayana answers that question. And he says the Lord is definitely transcendental, and he's not affected by the three modes of material nature. And those explanations are given so well by Pipalayana. Then the sixth question is what is the process of karma yoga? So what is the different type of karma? And Avirhotra is the sixth Navayogendra who says about the different types of karma. So the vikarma is doing the bad things. Karma is usually the fruitive activities, doing something for the result, and then Akarma or Naishkarmya is the best process where you are doing everything for the Supreme Lord. So that was the sixth question. And then going to the next chapter, which is the seventh questions, asking about the pastimes of the Lord. And this is explained by Drumila. This is the seventh Nava Yogendra. Okay, and Drumila just talks about the Purusha avatars. And you know the Purusha avatars, right? Mahavishnu or Karnodakashayi Vishnu, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, Shirodakashayi Vishnu. They are the Purusha avatars. Then it talks about the Guna avatars, that is Brahma, Vishnu, and Lord Shiva, each representing each mode. And then the Leela avatar of the Lord, and nicely explains that, um, so Vamanadev, Naradharayana Rishi, and all these different pastimes are called Leela avatars of the Lord, and those are also explained by Drumala. Okay, and then the eighth question is, what is the destination of non-devotees? And the non-devotees are violent, lusty, they're full of anger, they're proud. And the reasons for all that is they get stuck with their opulence, their ability, their education, their beauty, strength, etc. So that is explained by uh, this this Navayogendra. So his name is Sri Chamasa. Chamasa is the eighth one. And then uh, and then this is the very, very important part of Srimad Bhagavatam that is giving us proof that Krishna will come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So many people, they don't know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came 500 years back, but 5,000 years back, Vyasadeva had already written that during Kali Yuga, Krishna will come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yes, Srihariji, what's your...
Prabhuji, I have to go pick up my uncle from the airport, so
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Ella is here,
And
so
sorry we went over and you missed the Kahoot quiz. I was trying to wind up, but we'll see you next class. Thank you so much for joining. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I will be Shreya is here. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you. So this is a very important verse, and all of you, if you can learn it, it'll be great. Krishna Varnam Tosha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagye Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Hi Sumedashaha. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship this incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. So this is the proof that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, and it's discussed in Srimad Bhagavatam. And he's telling us that we should all chant the names of Krishna to get over this material world. Yes, Washika ji has joined after a while. Welcome. We are actually concluding the class, but you can still stay for the Kahoot quiz because you can learn from the questions also. And then the last part is Bhajana is the ninth Nava Yogendra who answers the questions to Nimi Maharaj. So the last question is, what is the different colors of the Lord, of the Yuga avatars of the Lord? There are many incarnations of the Lord. In every Yuga he comes. So he's asking about the complexion, name, form of the Lord, and this this yogi answers that question, the ninth yogi. And it is, and these verses actually tells us more about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Srimad Bhagavatam. So, it is told about Srimad Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, who comes in Kali Yuga. My dear Lord, you are the Mahapurusha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and I worship your lotus feet, which are the only eternal objects of meditation. Those feet destroy the embarrassing condition of material life and freely awards the greatest desire of the soul, the attainment of pure love for Godhead. My dear Lord, your lotus feet are the shelter of all holy places and all saintly authorities in the line of devotional service and are honored by powerful demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. My Lord, you are so kind that you willingly protect all those who simply bow down to you with respect, and thus you mercifully relieve all the distress of your servants. In conclusion, my Lord, your lotus feet are actually the suitable boat for crossing over the ocean of birth and death, and therefore even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva take shelter of your lotus feet. Yes, Shreya ji, you raised your hand.
O Mahapurusha, I worship your lotus feet. You gave upon the association of the goddess of fortune and all her opulence, which is most to renounce, and it is hankered after by even the great demigods, being the most faithful follower of the path of religion. You thus left for your forest in the obedience to a Brahmana's curse. Out of sheer mercifulness, you chased after the fallen conditioned soul, who are always in pursuit of the false enjoyment of illusion, and at the same time engaged in searching out of your own desired object, Lord Shamasundara.
Hari Bol. So this verse is talking about Krishna, Lord Ram, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are one and the same person. So it is talking about with the Brahmana's curse. He went to the forest. So we know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was cursed by a Brahmana for not being part of the congregation in Srivasangan. There's a story, and the Lord, it's all the Lord's doing because he wanted to take sannyas. So that, and then we know Lord Ram went to the forest to and then to kill Ravana and bring back Mother Sita and all that pastimes. So this one verse actually describes all three forms of the Lord. Uh, so it is a special verse, and with this we can end the class. And so these are the 9 questions asked by Nimi Maharaj. Actually, it is conclusion is Bhakti is the best process and Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And next class we'll start with the 6th chapter of the 11th canto. And now we can go to the Kahoot quiz. And this verse, the 41st verse, is also very important. It says, there's no debt. So a person who takes shelter of Supreme Lord Krishna, he doesn't have to, pay back to his parents and his relatives and his teachers. Just worshiping the Lord will automatically take care of all that debt that one has accrued, because all of these people in your life have helped you to come where you are. And because all of them get the energy from the Lord, just worshiping the Lord is enough. This is an important verse as well. This 11th canto, 5th chapter, 41st verse. Devarishi Bhutapta Dharanam. Okay, so let's go to the Kahoot. And this is the pin. 5632120. So you can either enter the PIN or you can scan this QR code. Okay, looks like all of you have joined. Shreya ji, will you be joining?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, you have already joined? Okay, so now we can start.
Video's on. Srihari actually is joining from another division.
Okay, very good.
My father told you finish the class and come.
Okay, very good. Okay, there are 15 questions. Why did Krishna want the destruction of his Yadu dynasty? Complete his pastime on earth and return, sage's curse, Gandhari's curse, all of the above. Yes, so all of the above is the right answer here. That's why Krishna facilitated the destruction of his own race. Okay, next question. Who was dressed up as a woman to playfully mock the sages assembled in Pindaraka? Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Samba, Vajranab. Yes, it was actually Samba, son of Krishna and Jambavati. Okay, third question. What did Samba, a boy, give birth to after being cursed by the rishis? A baby boy, a baby girl, a fish, a lump of iron? Yes, a lump of iron. Okay, who were part of the Yadu dynasty? Few devatas taken birth, associates of Krishna, plenary expansion of the Lord, all of the above. Yeah, all of the above is the right answer. Okay, fifth question. What was the curse of the Brahmanas to the young Yadu boys? That the Yadu dynasty would die in the flood, that an iron club would be born to Samba and would destroy the dynasty. Krishna would be struck by the hunter's arrow, none of the above. So this was the curse by the sages of the Brahmanas to the Yadu boys, right? Okay, true or false? Lord Krishna is capable of reversing the Brahmana's curse. True or false? Yes. So it is true. Krishna can reverse any curse, but he chose not to. Okay, what was the name of the hunter who created an arrowhead out of the iron from fish belly? Jara, Mrigari, Valmiki, none of the above. Yes, it is Jara. Okay, how did King Nimi welcome the Nava Yogendras? He made servants shower flowers on them. He arranged for dancers to perform. He seated them nicely and worshipped them properly. He did not welcome them. He was busy with other matters. Yes. So this is how Nimi Maharaj welcomed the 9 sages. Okay. The Nava Yogendras used to survive only on air for clothing and food. True or false? Yes. So we said they didn't have any clothes, so only the air was, you know, enough for them to survive. All Shastras say that even half a moment's association with sadhus is priceless treasure. True or false? So if ever you get an opportunity, if you're with a devotee, that will give you the best treasure. All of you got that right. Excellent job. 11th question. Which of the following is true about Nava Yogendras? There were 9 brothers who were liberated souls. They can travel freely to all planets. They wandered about naked. All of the above. All of the above is the right answer. By doing fruitive actions, what happens? The person wanders in the world experiencing happiness and distress. The person becomes permanently happy. The person becomes engaged in bhakti yoga. He will get the results of his work, which will make him happy. Okay, none of you got that right. So, fruitive work means anything you do selfishly that you just want the results for. Um, what that brings is brings you material
Prabhuji, I was
happiness.
going to press red, but I accidentally pressed blue.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, it's all about learning, not doesn't matter. Okay, what is King Nimi drinking? Somaras, the juice of orange and mango, the nectar of the glories of the Supreme Lord, the glories of the mind. Yes. So he's drinking this nice nectar coming from the Nava Yogendras to get all this knowledge. And Narada Muni is saying the same to Vasudeva. Okay, any person who seriously desires real happiness must earn a lot of money for himself and his family, go in search of knowledge in the forest, seek a bona fide guru who can guide him spiritually. None of the above. Yes, that's the right answer. During annihilation, the creation is wound up in the same order it was created, in random order, in the reverse order, none of the above. Yes, we discuss creation. Destruction is the opposite of creation. So, earth merges into water, water merges into fire. It was created the other way. Very good. Let's see who is on the podium. Third place goes to Meenakshi ji. Second place goes to Shreya ji. And first place goes to Krishna devotee or Ayana. And then Swashika ji is fourth. And Srihari ji, who played only a few questions, is fifth. But all of you are winners. Hare Krishna. So, Vacha Kalpataru Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. See you all next week. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
So
Prabhuji.
much for joining. Hari Bol.